welcome to our regular North Miami Council meeting. Tuesday, 2023. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Alex Sezume,
Here?
Vice Mayor Esteve Irvin,
Present.
Councilman Scott Galvin,
Here.
Councilwoman Cassandra Timothy,
Here.
Councilman Pierre French Charles.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum to proceed.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. Mr. Now we'll stand for Pledge of Allegiance, led by Major Remsen Carter of the North Miami Police Department, and then that'll follow by invocation by our pastor, Mike Davis of the Prince of Peace MB Church, Inc., and then we'll go on from there. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us bow our heads. Good evening. I pray for this council meeting tonight. Give the council members wisdom and guidance as they deliberate over the items before them. May every decision be righteous in your sight for our benefit and for your glory. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, we all say amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor. Madam Manager, any addition, deletion, or amendment to the agenda?
No, sir.
Thank you so much. Mr. Attorney, are we good?
Yes, Mayor, the agenda is set. You may proceed.
Thank you so much. We have a couple of special presentation, but we'll rotate the order. So we'll have our state rep representing part of North Miami, State Rep Benjamin, Christopher Benjamin. District, what district? They changed it, 107. And then we'll have our very own Shauna Sheldon from the MOCA director, who will have a special presentation. And then we'll have a special presentation, Key to the City, that will be led by Councilman Scott Galvin. Thank you, guys. Let's go. Thank you.
I guess that means I'm first.
Yes, sir.
All right. So first of all, let me say thank you to the mayor, vice mayor, council for having me here this evening, and our esteemed elected city clerk as well, and our city manager and city councilor. I'm here today as your state representative, our District 107. For those of you who don't know, part of what we do as your state representative, our job is to balance the budget. And as we balance the budget, it's our job to try to bring back money for our communities. North Miami is one of my communities. And so what happens is that your elected officials tells me every session what projects they have that they would like me to advocate for funding. This year, it was septic to sewer, and they asked me to try to get the city $600,000 for your septic to sewer program. So I went to Tallahassee, and with the help of your excellent lobbyists, I was able to bring back home $600,000 for your septic to sewer project.
All right. All right.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and residents. My name is Shauna Sheldon, Executive Director of the Museum of Contemporary Art here in North Miami. We're nearing the end of National Education Month, and in the spirit of celebrating the incredible dedication, time, and effort the educators provide, I wanted to take this opportunity to acknowledge Amanda Kovac, MOCA's Curator of Education, on her 5-year anniversary of leading MOCA's education and community programs. Will you join me here? I'm filled with pride for the legacy that MOCA North Miami has nurtured and the mission that continues to guide us. Groundbreaking art and an unrivaled dedication to our community through exhibitions and education programs. The programs at MOCA represent some of the longest running museum-based education programs in the region, going on nearly 30 years. To highlight a few, MOCA's Teen Art Force program is offered to teens for free 5 days a week during the school year. We had the honor of Mayor Desilme joining us and the students for their end-of-year fashion show in the spring of last year. And MOCA's 10-week summer camp serves 50% of its students for free, all of them North Miami residents. And Sunday Stories, a program for our youngest visitors, 1 through 5, includes a story time read by the North Miami City Clerk, Vanessa Joseph, who generously collaborates with the museum month after month. Thank you, Vanessa. These programs and many others reflect Amanda's dedication to sustaining an inclusive environment where art is for everyone. Of course, this would not be possible without our teachers and partners, the unwavering support of the City of North Miami, Mayor and Council, and the museum's Board of Trustees. Many of you are here tonight. But Amanda, your leadership and passion that makes art and learning opportunities for our community outstanding. Thank you. Congratulations. And we have a little video that demonstrates some of the work that we're doing that we'll pull up for you now.
Thank you. In the 5 years that I've been in my role as the Curator of Education at MOCA, I've had the great joy to get to know the surrounding families of North Miami and to watch our mini makers grow into our Teen Art Force students and to see them dive into the art world as young professionals. We even have some Teen Art Force students who are now teachers in our program. I've also had the privilege of meeting a community of teaching artists, some of whom are locals in North Miami, some who have come up through the Teen Art Force program, and some who are professionals recognized nationally and internationally through their art. They share a space in this recognition, as without them, our programs would not be possible. In my work to ensure that the arts opportunities are accessible to all, I've also had a chance to meet and make incredible partnerships with folks just as dedicated to this community. Working with the passionate teams at the North Miami Public Library and Housing and Social Services and the Parks Department to reach a wider audience of artists, both young and young at heart, through our MOCA at the Library and MOCA Senior Workshops has brought me so much joy over the years. I've also loved visiting our students and welcoming them to MOCA from W.J. Bryan Elementary and Alonzo and Tracy Morning High School, and of course North Miami Senior High School through our tours and docent programs. All of these opportunities have granted me the chance to meet with other folks just as passionate about education as I am. Thanks so much to MOCA, to Shauna, and to the City of North Miami for this recognition and for your investment into the learning opportunities for our communities. Thank you.
And we're going to ask the member of the council to please come forward in the board of directors. A couple of you, Mr. Chairman is on, please come forward. And I could attest, and Councilman Galvin often said, we do not do a good job telling our stories as North Miami, as the city. And this is just an attest to that, because I do know the great work that Amanda and MOCA has been doing, but a lot of us in the community do not know. So Shauna, again, thank you, and Amanda, you've been amazing for the work that you have done on behalf of the entire city. Thank you so much. Okay, and now we're going to have city event, and we'll come back to the special presentation of Key to the City, followed by Hurricane, well, nothing, and appointments. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, staff, North Miami neighbors, and guests. My name is Savannah Smith, and I am presenting the following announcements on behalf of the City of North Miami. Are you passionate about making a positive impact on our community? We're excited to announce vacancies on various city boards and committees, and we want you to be a part of it. For more information or to apply, visit northmiamifl.gov/232boards/commissions or contact the Office of the City Clerk at 305-895-9817. Learn about the exciting improvements to our bus services that will enhance connectivity, reduce travel times, and make your commute more efficient. Join us for an informative session on the Enhanced Miami-Dade County Better Bus Network Initiative on Thursday, November 30th, 2023 at 6 p.m. at the Father Gerard Jean Just Community Center located at 690 Northeast 159th Street, Miami, Florida 33162. Don't miss the North Miami Public Library's annual book sale. Buy gently used bestsellers, nonfiction, adult and children's books, media, games, and more. A special preview event will be held on Friday, December 1st, 2023 from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. for Friends of the North Miami Public Library members. Become a member at the door for $10. The book sale will open to the public on December 2nd and 3rd. Celebrate Miami Art Week with MoCA on Saturday, December 2nd, 2023, from 2 to 4 p.m. Children ages 6 to 12 are invited to join us for a free step-by-step art making experience using collage and paint to create their own futuristic artwork. The following day, Sunday, December 3rd at 10:30 a.m., Sunday Stories Edition will take place. Inspiration from MoCA's current exhibition, Juan Francisco Elso, Por America. Join us as we kick off the holiday season with our annual Light Up North Miami tree lighting ceremony on Wednesday, December 6, 2023 at 7 p.m. on the MoCA Plaza. There will also be a special visit from Santa, so bring your friends and family. This event is free and open to the public. Vice Mayor Mary Estime Irvin, Miami-Dade County Public School Board members Dr. Steve Gallen III and Dr. Dorothy Bendros Meningal, and the Association of Haitian Educators of Dade cordially invite you to attend the 2023 Holiday Mixer. This event is on Thursday, December 14th, 2023, from 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. at MoCA Paradise Courtyard. Live performance by Alan Cobb. Please RSVP online at 2023holidaymixer.eventbrite.com. The City of North Miami cordially invites you to the 2023 Menorah Lighting Ceremony hosted by Councilwoman Cassandra Timothy and Shabbat Lubavitch of North Miami on Thursday, December 14th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. on the MoCA Plaza. Did someone say snow? Join the North Miami Police Department for Let It Snow, a family-friendly event happening on Saturday, December 16th, 2023 from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the North Miami Police Department. Come experience an early morning adventure filled with lots of snow, a petting zoo, pony rides, holiday music, tasty snacks, and a very special guest. Scan the QR code to pre-register for all activities. The City of North Miami administration has created a new initiative to help keep residents, business owners, and guests up to date on everything happening in and around our city. Tune in to NOMI Insider with Savannah on the Scene through Channel 77, the YouTube channel, as well as Facebook and Instagram. To stay up to date with NOMI news and events, log on to North Miami's website at www.northmiamifl.gov. Click on Connect with NOMI on the homepage to sign up for the city's newsletters. Also, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at North Miami FL and on Twitter at NOMI News. This concludes the city announcements.
Thank you, Savannah. You forgot one event. We got to mention it between now and then, a big event. With a headliner announced, NOMI Fest, of course. So this year, well, you do it better. So with Johnny Gill and Ralph Tresban of New Edition. So your tickets are going fast, and everybody, and I said that we've been asking for money, we've been giving money, we expecting everybody to go on Eventbrite and get a ticket. So we're gonna make sure, so we'll do that. Thank you, and now we have our special guest of honor. We're gonna go down for a special presentation of Key to Our City, which we do not give out. Very, very, we take care of that. So we want to say thank you. We see the Honorable Desmond. You see Desmond coming from Africa. Are you ready? Come on down, guys. That's true. Oh, wow. We have the Honorable, the Consul General of Sierra Leone. Okay, Vinda, back on me. Bonsoir, monsieur. Only for you will start the show. With all, it's an honor and a privilege to have the head of Miami-Dade Protocol with us, Desmond, who we all go to everything when it comes to anything dealing with protocol. He is the chief, the architect, and everything, and we are so delighted for you to be here. It is with an honor for me to call my friend, Councilman Scott Galvin, who initiated this Key to the City. And to a well-deserved young man, which Scott will talk about, the Honorable Judge Hamilton, the Consulate General of Sierra Leone in Miami for the country. So Councilman Galvin, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You know, several members of the North Miami City Council over the summer took an eye-opening, spectacular trip to 5 different nations in Africa. It was an opportunity for at least for me, to see a part of the world I never would have expected to, and I had my own preconceptions about what I would see, and then I got there and I saw all the beauty and the wonder that it really was. Recently, following up on that, Time Magazine named the country of Sierra Leone as one of its world's greatest places. So I saw the opportunity to sort of tie together the two events. You know, council goes to Africa, people say, what was in Africa? Why did you go there? What do you bring back? And there are a lot of different things that we're bringing back. There's a great art exhibit that's opening up in December 3rd here in North Miami. But this was an opportunity to tie what we saw there with one of the friends that we met who's also here based in the city of Miami and Miami-Dade County. So that's why I wanted to present this key to the city. I know there's a bio floating around somewhere, but there's not a copy of it here on the little podium here, so I apologize, Council Hamilton. But we want to welcome and thank, let me tell you what, we hit the ground in Sierra Leone at like 3 a.m. You're talking about a bunch of cranky people, and he had us through customs and through immigration super quick. We were treated fantastically. The trip was amazing. I can't thank you and thank Desmond enough for all that you did to make it happen. So this key to the city is presented to the Honorable George Hamilton, the Consulate of Sierra Leone in Miami, in appreciation for all you have done, will do, and are doing for the city of North Miami. Thank you, and please come forward.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. It's an honor to be here, and also I go to give God thanks in anything I do, because I was recently in D.C. for work, and I was attacked by armed robbers, but God saved me. I think God knew that I had to come and get this key to the city. Anyway, without further ado, with all protocols observed, one of the person that has been working with me working in Florida has been Mr. Desmond, Director of Protocol. So I must give you thanks for making this happen. And also receiving the delegation from the United States, I had to know what they expect. So when I had to go like in advance, coming from a military background, I had to make sure that, you know, precision is done so that the trip can be, you know, fulfilled. And also for them to understand what Africa is all about, because a lot of times they talk about Africa and it's a different concept. But once you go there and see for yourself, then you realize the different dynamics and how peaceful the nation is. So I invite you and welcome any of you guys that want to go to visit Sierra Leone. My office is in Brickell. Anytime you can contact us, you can contact Desmond. I know they might be still doing another trade mission, which I don't know about, but you know. But I want to say thanks to the mayor and his team, and thank you guys for recognizing me, and thank you guys for coming to my country, and thank you for all the work you do. I appreciate you all. Thank
Desmond
you.
has to say a few words. But Mr. Hamilton, we do have a bio. From what we know, he is one of the best dressed Consulate General, and this is the thing that we were told: he never wear a suit twice. So we've been keeping track. But Desmond, of course, the word Sierra Leone, as you know, the country is called as Freetown, which is the only place in Africa where slaves were free, and then they were brought up in. So very significant in terms of Sierra Leone. They gained their independence in April 27, 1961, as Freetown has been named. extraordinary destination, which Councilman Galvin mentioned, and Freetown is the capital of Sierra Leone, is one of the world natural harbor, and we experienced that. But with the Honorable George Hamilton, the Consul General of the Republic of Sierra Leone in Miami, award-winning Goodwill Ambassador and philanthropist, first African consulate in Florida. Congratulations, Honorable Hamilton has been consulate for the past 5 years, and he is the president and CEO designer, we could tell why, and stylist and image consultant at English Gent. English Gent, as you guys could follow that. Honorable Hamilton has the responsibility in accreditation of promoting tourism, cultural affairs, trade, agricultural, everything, energy and investment for the country of Sierra Leone here in the United States. And he also has been the ambassador working with Canada, Jamaica, Brazil, Guyana, Venezuela, the wonderful country of Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago, Chile, and anything else? Thank you. And Desmond, you have to come up and say a few words. You have to. Yeah.
Honorable Mayor, elected officials, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Desmond Alufohai, and I'm the Director of Protocol for Miami International Airport, Nigerian-born. A lot has been said about Africa. I don't know your perception or what you read, so let me leave you with these 3 thoughts. Harvard University was founded in 1668. Africans were already graduating more than 25,000 students a year since 1100 in the first university in Timbuktu, Mali. By 1100, 600 years before the founding of Harvard University in 1668, Africans were already graduating students in mathematics, astrology, geography, and what have you. You're shaking your head, so you must know. Number 2, the technology that built the pyramids in Egypt and all of the technology from Ethiopia still has not been replicated today in our modern world by any computer or any other human being. The closest to it are the Mayan pyramid in Guatemala and Peru area. So Africans were already in advanced talking about technology, and of course, we speak of Sierra Leone. Diamonds, if you've seen the movie, one of the, unspoken, there is absolutely no mineral. In fact, your cell phone will not be working if it wasn't for the cobalt from. So Africa is never given credit for anything and for the global production and contribution it has done to the world. That is why we were so grateful and appreciative that His Excellency, your mayor, and elected official took the time to go to Africa. Vice Mayor Estime has promised me that she will come back. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with those few thoughts. There's nothing to be afraid of in Africa. Don't believe on all the stuff you read all the time, because in Africa, it's all about the heart of the people. When you go once, you will come back again, because the people are very open and they are very giving. Mayor, thank you for this opportunity.
was your story to bring up. I wasn't going to bring it up.
And I know Councilman Galvin and, you know, Ambassador Hamilton, I'm sorry, well, soon to, you know, we said, God, you know, Councilor General Hamilton did not mention, but Sierra Leone was the country that I would presumably, I died. And you know, and the people there and what occurred in that. But I want to say one last thing before we move on to the business of the day. And Councilman Galvin is very right about this. Too often we ask ourselves, or we find constituent asking, why are we as a city or as anything would engage in terms of, and I want to acknowledge before I forgot, I see Mayor, former Mayor Andre Pierre is in the back. We want to say hello to Mayor Pierre and his beautiful wife. But going back to that, they all often ask us residents, why are we going over there? Or anywhere, not necessarily there, nobody asks about that, but in general. And I often say this, and I know you guys know that I have been very passionate about peace, working together, cooperation, and all that. And I also sit on the board of Sister City International, which is an organization that I think under the leadership of Mayor Kevin Byrne and then continued with Andre and every mayor ever since, we made it a priority. But let me tell you why we do what we do when it comes to diplomacy and doing what's happening. In 1956, President Eisenhower founded Sister City International. And it was at the curse, there was a war that was supposed to happen in the U.S. and whatever other country that was. And it was two mayors, one from the U.S. and from that country, and the whole story is online in the White House in terms of historical what happened, how the organization was founded. And those two mayors were able to sit together and kind of work out the differences. And as a result, we didn't have that war. And ever since then, the president had, in this organization, and every president ever since, their wives has been the co-chair of the Sister City honorary chair, we would call it, of the organization. So we do what we do, not because we want to go there and have fun or do anything inside to it. It's important. Look what's happening in the world with Palestinian and Israel. In my organization, we have sister cities in both countries. So often the White House and other folks are the State Department, which funds most of our programs, will turn to us in terms of resolving issues, people talking to each other. So that's why we do what we do, to make sure that your sons and daughters do not have to go and fight in wars. So that's the main reason that why we do what we do, and it does work. I want to say thank you again, Councilman Galvin. When I heard it, this was led by Councilman Galvin, and it, of course, was supported by us. And we're going to say thank you to you very well, because they took care of us, and that's what we do in terms of that. And Honorable Hamilton, thank you again with all protocol observed. Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys. Let's get down to business. Now I know where we at. We are
Appointments.
City appointments, yes. And then consent agenda, Madam Clerk.
A resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, appointing Sandy Lila to the Unsafe Structures Board, term ending November 19, 2024, in accordance with Chapter 12, Article 7, Section 12-23 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. And once again, Sandy Lila to the Unsafe Structures
Move for
Board.
approval.
Second. Oh, second.
I have a motion made by Vice Mayor Estime Irvin to approve the board appointment of Sandy Lila to Unsafe Structures Board. The motion was seconded by Mayor Desilme. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries with a 5-0 vote. Consent agenda. Unless a member of the City Council wishes to remove a specific item from this portion of the agenda, tabs A through C constitute the consent agenda. These resolutions and items are self-explanatory and are not expected to require additional review or discussion. These items will be recorded as individually numbered resolutions, adopted unanimously by the following motion: that the consent agenda comprised of tabs A through C be adopted.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion made by Mayor Desilme to approve the consent agenda. The motion was seconded by Vice Mayor Estimate Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote. Tab D, a proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, calling for the election of the mayor, 2 council members, 1 for Council District Number 1 and 1 for Council District Number 4, the city clerk, with the election to be held on the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November in each even-numbered year, or November 5th, 2024, with any necessary runoff election to be held on November 26, 2024, as provided by the Charter of the City of North Miami and the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances, providing the qualifying period for candidates, providing for the closing of registration books, providing the hours and locations for voting, providing for an effective date, and all other purposes. Tab D.
Move approval?
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman.
Oh, yeah. I know public hearing is open on the item. Public hearing is open on tab D as in David. Public hearing is closed.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab D. The motion was seconded by Councilman Charles. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you. Tab E.
Tab E, a proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to exercise an option to renew the lease agreements for the properties located at 12351 Northwest 7th Avenue, 635 Northwest 123rd Street, and 645 Northwest 123rd Street for an additional 5-year term, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab E.
Public hearing is open on tab E. Public hearing is closed on tab E.
Move approval?
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab E. The motion was seconded by Mayor Desilme. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Tab F.
Tab F, a proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the repayment of U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development home funds in the amount of $62,044.95 associated with the development of a city-owned property located at 1046 Northeast 128th Street for the construction of an elderly housing project. In partnership with a community housing development organization, CHDO, said funds will be repaid utilizing the general fund account, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab F.
Thank you. Tab F, public hearing is open on tab F. Seeing none coming. Before voting, I just have, public hearing is closed. I have a quick question, Madam Director, maybe you could. Does the CRA have anything to do with that property, or is it all us, or is it a mixed venture?
The CRA does.
Oh, it does?
The
Oh,
CRA
that's
is part of that
okay,
as well, but it's a
Gotcha,
separate.
got it. Thank you so much. Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion made by Mayor Desilme to approve the item at tab F. The motion was seconded by Councilman Charles. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you. Tab G.
Tab G, a proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, adopting the 2023 Incentive Strategies recommendations by the City of North Miami Affordable Housing Advisory Committee as required by Florida Statute Section 420.9076, parentheses 6. Further authorizing an amendment to the Local Housing Assistance Plan to include said recommendations, if necessary, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab G.
Thank you. Public hearing is open on tab G. Public hearing is closed. I see none coming. I have just one question on the tab. And I do know it's being chaired by Councilwoman Cassandra Timothy. I've read the report and all that good stuff. Anything that jumped out, council member, that you need to let us know?
Well, the Affordable Housing Advisory Committee, we have been meeting. We had our public hearing where we moved forward with our intensive. And the reason why we've been meeting is because we met the threshold. So it, it triggered us now having to meet. Majority, we've kept the same standard. We did have discussions talking about expedite permitting for those who are including affordable housing units set aside for affordable housing in their projects. And no, it was a pretty good, and I think we did a really good job. We kind of maintained the status quo, and there were some things that we had discussions about, like accessory dwelling units and so forth, but we made no real recommendation this year because most of them were made the year prior.
Awesome. In the old business, I just wanted, so are you the chair or?
No, I'm
Oh,
not
okay,
the
that's
chair,
what.
no.
Okay, I was gonna say there's, Mrs. Chairman. Okay, thank you so much. Move. Was it second?
So moved.
Second? Seconded.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab G. The motion was seconded by Mayor Desame. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab H, a proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute a master research agreement number C-24-026, between the City of North Miami and Florida Atlantic University, FAU, for the development of watershed master plan, in an amount not to exceed $200,000, pursuant to the watershed planning grant received from the Florida Department of Emergency Management, FDEM, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab H.
Thank you. Tab H, public hearing is open on tab H. Public hearing is closed. Members of the council, question?
Move approval.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab H. The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Timothy. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab I, a proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute a purchase agreement between the City of North Miami and Peterson's Harley-Davidson of Miami, LLC, for the purchase of 8 2003 FLHP police motorcycles to be utilized by the North Miami Police Department's motorcycle unit for an amount not exceeding $249,000, waiving competitive bidding in accordance with Section 7-120, parentheses, capital B, of the North Miami Code of Ordinances, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab I.
Thank you so much. Public hearing is open on tab I. Okay, the police, nobody talking about the police. Okay, public hearing closed. I have a question. So what's gonna happen with the old motorcycles that we have? Chief, is it you or Alberto? Chief, there's another mic right here.
I'll let the chief,
Okay,
I'll answer that part of it. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Sharice Gauze, Chief of Police, 700 Northeast, 124th Street. So with regard to the old bikes, we will keep them and utilize them for training purposes.
how many do we have? Do we know?
Yes, so altogether, we have right now a total of, I will verify for you, but I believe it is 6.
6, okay. Okay, any other question up here? With the-
yeah, I have a couple of questions. Quickly, Madam Manager, why waited so late to get those bike? And for the parade, there was no bike at all in and out. So I think this piece was like kind of really missing.
At the parade? They were there, right? No? They were there.
No?
Yeah, the thing is, we never see the parade because we in the back, so you gotta go to Guiwa.
We didn't have them.
We didn't have them.
We didn't.
There were
we
some
did.
there.
I
They were
saw
helping
them.
me with the ice cream.
There were 3?
Yes, I saw them in the video. I told you.
For real?
Yeah.
In the parade, yes.
We never get to see the parade because we always in the back. And we go through. No,
had
it's
3.
seriously, we have to watch the tape because the way we are, they had already started, and by the time we go,
They're like 4 in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they go around.
They
Yeah, the
go
kids
around.
were. Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
was telling me.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So,
because
yeah,
I
'cause Officer Jenny was there, so there were some motor officers there. And Mayor, to answer your question, the number is 8.
Oh, so we have 8. So
They're replacing
we are
one.
getting
8.
all 8.
Yes.
Okay.
I think
What-
you know when it comes to our police force, whatever they do need,
just right there to give it to them. We'll find the
whatever,
money and
not-
make sure
not
that.
whatever. Wait
and make
a
sure
minute,
that, make sure that, I'm
Council-
talking in some-
I
in terms of
actually like that,
equipment-
Councilman.
I know
in
you
terms of
do, but-
equipment and everything
Nah,
that
yeah,
we
yeah,
need
no,
to
we
keep
know.
us safe in here.
Item.
And
No.
I love to say it wherever I go. When it comes to our police force in North Miami, we are second to none. We have to make sure that
Well,
they have
every
what they
city
need to
says
move
that,
on.
we know.
Not every city says that, but we can attest that. We see it firsthand. We have a police force that is exactly what we need, very close to our community, and then we can attest to that. They are second to none. We have to make sure that they have equipment that they need to do everything that they can to keep us safe. So for that, I'll just go ahead and move
No, we
the
are
item for
approving
approval.
it. No, I don't
We
think nobody
appreciate
against
that,
it.
Councilman.
Go ahead, Councilman
I was
Galvin.
gonna second it.
No, we all seconded. That's not the point, but nobody have a blank check. We just saying that. The residents do, but that's it. Thank you.
I have a
Thank you.
motion made by Councilman Charles to approve the item at tab I. The motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you, Tab J.
Tab J, a proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute a professional services agreement between the city and James Duncan and Associates in an amount not to exceed $99,750 to perform a study of the city's current impact fees, waiving competitive bidding in accordance with section 7-120, parentheses B of the North Miami Code of Ordinances, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab J.
Thank you. Public hearing is open on tab J. Public hearing is closed.
Question.
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Right, so how long will this take? Will this study take?
Good evening, Alberto Estrada, Purchasing Director. It'll take approximately 5 months. If you'll see on the second page of the council report, the estimated duration for completion of the draft impact fee study and the submittal by Duncan Associates to the city for review is approximately 5 months from the issuance of notice to proceed. The completion of the remainder of the work will depend on the city's review time and extent of public participation and meeting schedule.
Any other
And-
questions?
Right, so is this a bid waiver that you're requesting here?
Yes, it is. Yes, ma'am.
And how was this vendor chosen?
It was actually recommended from the Community Planning and Development Office, and it's based on their level of expertise. So this kind of work is the kind of work that requires a certain level of experience and expertise to do that. So based on their recommendation, we proceeded and obtained the proposal and so forth, and now it's moving it before the council.
And for 5 months, you think this is a fair price?
Yes, ma'am.
What they gonna be, that's,
If the council so wishes, we actually have a pre-presentation, not only for the council, but also for the audience and the viewing audience. If you
All
would
right.
like, there is a presentation that's available.
let's see what, yeah. All right, okay, real quick. Okay, which item is that?
That is J.
Who are they?
Is J and K a companion item?
Yeah, I was
No.
gonna ask that. No?
No? Okay.
Ms. Logan?
The mobility plan? Okay. Oh, hi, Debbie.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, and Debbie Love with the Community Planning and Development Department. We have with us remotely Clancy Mullen with Duncan and Associates, and he's going to walk you through the presentation. I'm here to play Vanna White and just change
Sure,
the slides. Hopefully I don't mess up.
Let me ask, Ms. Love.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, Vice Mayor, do you need that? I mean, because I know we had issues in the past with the audio. So is it a question that she could answer, or you want to move forward with it?
Just curious how many other cities
Yeah.
that Duncan and Associate have
It-
done this
it's
impact
actu-
study?
It's actually on the slide.
Okay,
I
then
have
go
a
ahead.
slide that actually answers that.
Okay.
And if I may, it should be very brief. Mr. Mullen, take it away, sir.
I'm happy to be able to join you remotely. Clancy Mullen, President of Duncan Associates. If we can get that presentation up.
Mr. Mullen, have it up.
Okay. So if we go to the first slide, it's only 3 slides, so I'll go through it really quick. So we've got national impact fee experience with 144 jurisdictions across the country for all of the facilities that are listed there, which are the ones we're going to be updating, or the stormwater is going to be actually a new one. About 1/3 of our clients have been in Florida, so we've done a lot of work in Florida. We go to the next slide. A little bit about, my personal experience. I would be the project manager. Been with the firm since its founding, over 30 years of impact fee experience, knowledgeable about Florida case law, the Impact Fee Act here. Served as an expert witness before, master's degree in urban planning. Go to the next slide. Project approach. So the key here really is ensuring fees are legally defensible. And the new thing that's happened is the legislature in 2021 imposed phasing requirements, which are really, seem pretty reasonable. You can increase fees 50%, but you have to phase them over 4 years. But you also have to stay proportional to the impact of the development. So, when you update the fees, the land uses go up and down for different categories typically, and some of them go up a lot. And, kind of depends on how many categories you have. But you can do an extraordinary circumstances analysis, which is allows you to avoid phasing. So that's going to be a key thing. And then the time schedule is about 5 months to an initial draft, and it could take you 9 months up to a year to actually get it adopted. And that's really it. So if you got any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them.
Right, so
Thank you.
just to make
Okay.
sure I understand, your portion will be done in 5 months.
Well, we would be involved in the rest of it too, any public presentations, revisions, that's a draft for staff review in 5 months.
Awesome. And the study would include parks, library, police, general government, water, wastewater, stormwater, so all of them, okay. Is it
Yes.
MOCA in there too? Or they're not caught up, okay.
I think in his proposal, he said that they have something where it's like cultural facilities and the library and MOCA. they're
Oh,
all
kind of,
the
okay.
same.
So they'll share the same thing, okay.
But they will be making recommendations and
Awesome.
council
Thank
will-
you, Madam Vice Mayor. You good, or you have more questions?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Move approval.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab J. The motion was seconded by Mayor Desilme. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab K, a proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute a professional services agreement between the city and New Urban Concepts LLC in an amount not to exceed $92,750 for the development of a citywide mobility plan, waiving competitive bidding in accordance with Section 7-120 (capital B) of the North Miami Code of Ordinances, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab K.
Yes, sir. Mr. Estrada, well, you don't have a presentation.
There's a presentation.
Okay, let's do that quick, and then we'll open public hearing, if we do.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we actually have
in person, representative from the consultant. for a
If they
brief
could do it,
presentation.
like a synopsis of the plan, because it's a heavy, package.
Good evening, council members. My name is Jonathan Paul. I'm the principal of New Urban Concepts. And if they can bring up the presentation. I will give you briefly an overview. I've been doing this for over 25 years now. Been working throughout the state of Florida, all the way from the Panhandle down to Miami Beach, and from Seaside up to St. Augustine, and I'm working on multiple mobility plans and fees right now. No, sir. And just very quickly to go through the presentation, mobility plan is really a vision over the next 20 years for how the community sees that it wants to move people, and it's an opportunity for new development to mitigate its transportation impact. There's a number of steps that go involved in this process, and it's something that I've worked on with communities throughout the throughout Florida, and actually in this past year, I actually published a chapter in the impact fee and development impact fee book, specifically for mobility fees that's used nationwide. There are a number of communities throughout the state that have adopted mobility plans and mobility fees, and currently I'm working on 10 of them, 4 of which have just been adopted in the last month. It's really an opportunity for the city to fund the potential for transit circulators. It's the potential for the city to create a park once environment around your mobility hubs and the transit stations. And it's also an opportunity for your community to reclaim some of its existing local streets to add streetscape, enhance parking, and traffic calming for your neighborhoods. Just go through these. These are just a few examples of one of the projects in Altamont Springs that's actually being designed right now to repurpose existing travel lanes for autonomous transit shuttle and also for bicycle and pedestrian travel. We're working with a number of communities integrating parking into our mobility plans, including St. Augustine, Seaside, Miami Beach, and Cape Coral. There's also the opportunity to integrate transit circulator service as part of the mobility plan and mobility fee, and have new development share in the cost of that service. And one of the more interesting components is there's an opportunity to move beyond just a focus on moving cars and congestion, and an opportunity to make streets safer for all users. And this is done by actually going to the heart of the policies. That's the design of the roadways and how do you design them. And you have an opportunity through this plan to say you want to prioritize safety over congestion, and that you want to prioritize slower speeds, and your comprehensive plan would actually be the basis to establish that. And then that allows your public works department to have far greater flexibility in terms of how your streets are designed, and also to coordinate with Miami-Dade County and FDOT in terms of making your community safer for people walking, bicycling, and accessing transit. And with that, I'll conclude my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any other questions that you may have.
I just had one question,
Thank
Mayor.
you.
It
Go
was
ahead.
the one that we brought up during my briefing. Does this plan incorporate charging stations at all?
It can. It
Okay.
can absolutely include
Okay.
charging stations.
Okay, yeah, that's just something that, I think we should think about, making sure that we incorporate charging station as we move towards a more electric, future.
Absolutely.
That's
One of the
true.
features of the mobility hubs is, in Park Once, is just that, to
Okay.
bring all the modes of travel, electric and multimodal together
Okay.
to create a Park Once
We
environment.
like that. Are they gonna look at water bond, anything? But thank you so much. No, your work is
Right.
definitely needed. Public hearing is open on
I
tab.
still have a question.
Right, go ahead.
The 4 cities that you said just adopted the plan? Which cities?
Right now, it is Walton County up in the Panhandle, actually just adopted this evening, Village of Indiantown, City of Port St. Lucie, and Palm Beach Gardens.
Okay. And question, while we talk about mobility plan, the master plan for the EVs. I knew you knew that was coming. Can I get an update on that as we're doing that as well?
Now, or, well, go ahead.
It's kind of related.
Okay.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. To your question, yes, staff actually submitted a memo for that. I believe it was about $50,000, so identifying the funding source so that we can move that forward. But we do have that document, and we're working on that.
And so is it something that you would have to work in conjunction with this?
That's a funding source, and so the master plan is an opportunity for them to do the visionary work of where we would actually, how we plan the future or where those EV charging stations should go.
Correct. So would they have to work closely with Jonathan on this?
It would be something that we would definitely coordinate and
Coordinate,
integrate
right.
into the overall
Right.
plan.
But we're looking to try to solicit a grant for the EV master plan.
Is it something that we'll be able to do before the end of the year?
I
It makes-
cannot, I'm working on it. We're
Okay.
working on it.
This fiscal year.
We're working on it.
Been asking.
No, I'm saying, no, seriously, she's saying this year, we have
That's what I
4
said.
weeks left. So you mean this
Oh, you're
year
talking
or
about
next, the
well,
fiscal
I was
year?
thinking fiscal year.
No, I'm talking about a calendar year. Do you-
Oh,
Then I can
in
give you a
2 in 3
definitive answer.
weeks?
No, I'm sorry, no.
Half of the people are on vacation already. Okay, thank you, sir.
I've been asking.
Public hearing is open. Public hearing is closed. Do we definitely need this? So move.
All right, thank you.
Second.
I have a motion made by Mayor Desamay to approve the item at tab K. The motion was seconded by Vice Mayor Estimate Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab
Thank you.
L, a proposed resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute a non-exclusive license agreement between the City of North Miami and Ubri Encinas Tennis Associates, Inc. to provide tennis, paddleball, and pickleball programming at Cod Pepper Park, providing for an effective date and all other purposes. Tab L.
Thank you so much. Public hearing is open on tab L. Public hearing is closed on tab L.
Move approval.
I just have I just want to make one point. On that, my conversation with the city manager and also the developers is when we come to Pepper Park, and you know that we have a Redwood also.
Yes.
And just want to, for the record, so we know Redwood is going to develop Pepper Park. So once we got this going, so I just want to make sure that we have that on
Yes.
record, and it is going to
Yes.
move swiftly.
They understand that once Redwoods starts and is ready to start doing the renovations and on the facility, then they don't
No.
have usage of the space anymore.
Okay, I'll second it.
Yes.
I just had two things that I just wanted to put on record, because I did meet with the individuals, and they, Madam Manager made mention that they would provide clinics, like paddleball clinics for like residents who want to learn how to play paddleball and pickleball, and also have hours accessible to the public. So I just want to make sure that those are incorporated.
Yes, they are incorporated in the contract.
Thank you.
You got to say who you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. Christine Carney, Parks and Recreation Director.
Thank you. Yes, I
And,
think, Councilman, we all in agreeing. Redwood, that's priority for all of us. And I think they have 2 items on here to moving forward. So I think they get it. That was the part of the conditions. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab L. The motion was seconded by Councilman Charles. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you.
Tab M, a proposed first reading ordinance of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, adopting amendments to Volume 1, Goals, Objectives, and Policies of the City of North Miami 2036 Comprehensive Plan in accordance with the requirements of Section 163.3184 Florida Statutes, parentheses 2023, and Chapter 29, Article 3, Division 11, Section 3-1102, parentheses capital A, and Sections 3-1105 through 3-1110 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances, specifically by amending the future land use element to create the Claude Pepper Global Planned Corridor Development Overlay District along a portion of Northwest 135th Street, and amending the future land use map to reflect the boundary of the new overlay district, providing for repeal, conflict, severability, and an effective date. Tab M.
Tab M is, we have questions, but tab M is open to the public. Oh, it's a companion item, Mr. Attorney. Can they read the other one, or do you prefer we do it separate?
Their ordinance?
Read it and then we'll discuss it separately? Okay, Madam Clerk, you okay with that? Let's.
Tab N, a proposed first reading ordinance of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, providing for text amendments to chapter 29 of the city of North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Land Development Regulations by amending Article 4 zoning districts in the official zoning map to establish the Claude Pepper Global Plan Corridor Development Overlay District, providing for repeal, conflict severability, correction of Scrivener's errors, and for an effective date, tab N.
Thank you so much. Mr. Director, real quick, if you have a quick presentation, hot minute, you're good to go. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and through the city manager, Derek Cook for Community Planning and Development, as stated by the Honorable Madam Clerk. The items before you is a land use amendment and an official map amendment to the LDRs and to the comprehensive plan to change, to bring over an overlay district to the area of Claude Pepper Park. As you can see illustrated on the screen, the area in question is the west part of Claude Pepper Park. It is a comprehensive text plan and a future land use map amendment and a land development regulations text and official zoning map amendment. It would create the planned corridor development overlay, which is established by Objective 118. The purpose of the planned corridor development overlay district is designated is to encourage a compact, high-intensity mix of residential, commercial, and employment and civil institutional uses to support transit use, reduce single occupancy vehicle use, increase pedestrian activity, and improve access and mobility along a major corridor in our city. The overlay district will create a density of 150 units per acre with a maximum height of 200 feet. As you understand, this was predicated on the implementation in August of 31st of 2022. The city issued a request for proposal, RFP for 70-2122 for the design and the development and financing of improvements of the Claude Pepper Park, renovations, and the Joe Stellestein Center, and the development of the vacant site with a mixed-use project containing senior housing, workforce housing, along with retail, restaurant, and other commercial uses. The Redwood CP Development LLC submitted and selected to the top-ranked bidder to achieve the development contemplated by the selected RFP. The top-ranked bidder. The amendment to the text amendment and the flume of the comprehensive plan and the text amendment of the LDRs is what is before you for this achievement. On November the 7th of 2023, the Planning Commission looked at this item and they passed it with a recommendation of 6-0. The next step for the comprehensive plan and for the text amendment for the official map, zoning map, would be on December the 12th for second reading. And after that second reading, this amendment will go into effect 31 days after that if it's approved. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Attorney, is this an item that we need for a supermajority vote on?
We actually do.
Yeah, so we kind of lost quorum. So I guess we didn't open it for citizen forum yet, right?
Yeah, you still have to open it up.
Item, should I combine them? N and M open for citizen forum? Citizen forum is still in order. Hearing none, citizen forum is closed. Could I suggest that we take a 2 minutes recess?
Guys, we need 4 votes for the next item.
I'm so mad.
In the meantime, move for approval.
No, well.
Sorry.
So I have a motion,
I'm
and I
old
have a
school.
second. There's a motion, is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay. So there's a roll call, Madam Clerk?
I have a motion made by Councilman Charles to approve the item at tab N. The motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. Councilwoman Timothy, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Charles?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Estime Irvin?
Yes.
Mayor Desmond?
Try not to, yes, yeah.
Councilman Galvin?
Yes.
Motion carries with a 5-0 vote. That's on tab M.
Thank you so much. We were back there trying to eat, I'm sorry. Okay. tab
I'm
N.
up here trying to drink, but that's okay.
So for tab N, move for approval?
Second.
I have a motion made by Vice Mayor Estime Irvin to approve the item at tab N. The motion was seconded by Councilman Charles. Councilman Galvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Timothy, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mayor Desmond, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Charles, how do you vote?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Estime Irvin, how do you
Yes.
vote? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Awesome.
Tab O, a
Thank you.
proposed second reading ordinance of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, amending Chapter 7 of the North Miami Code of Ordinances entitled Finance by amending relevant sections of Article 3 entitled Procurement Code to increase the current dollar threshold allowed for the city manager to approve the award of contracts without the authorization of the City Council from $25,000 to $30,000, providing for repeal, conflict, severability, codification, and for an effective date, tab O.
Thank you. Public hearing is open on tab O. Public hearing is closed, so
Move for
moved.
approval.
Second.
So I heard the mayor
That's
first.
fine.
I have a motion made by Mayor Desilme to approve the item at tab O. The motion was seconded by Vice Mayor Estime Irvin. Vice Mayor Estime Irvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mayor Desilme, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Charles, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilwoman Timothy, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Galvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Motion carries with a 5-0 vote. Tab P
Praise God.
is a
Amen.
Tab P is a quasi-judicial item. If you plan to speak on this item, please note that you will need to be sworn in and you will need to complete a public speaker's card, which can be located at the entrance of the chambers in what is the back for you all.
Thank you. And since we taking rotate of folks, Vice Mayor, if you want to eat a bite, we had a long day and we didn't have much to snack on, so we're trying to do dinner and meeting at the same time. Madam Clerk, you already read the item, right?
No.
Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
Please be advised that the following item on the agenda, tab P, is quasi-judicial in nature. If you wish to speak in favor of, object to, or comment on an item, please complete a public speaker's card indicating the agenda item number on which you would like to comment. So you'll write tab P where it says agenda item. You must be sworn before addressing the City Council, and you may be subject to cross-examination. If you refuse to submit to cross-examination, the City Council will not consider your comments in its final deliberation. Please also disclose any ex parte communications you may have had with any members of the City Council. City Council members must do the same.
Thank you so much.
Tab P.
Madam Clerk, go ahead.
A proposed quasi-judicial resolution of the Mayor and City Council of the City of North Miami, Florida, approving an application for a conditional use permit in substantially the attached form for the development of a 3-story, 12-unit apartment building with 19 ground-level parking spaces on one parcel of real property located at 555 Northeast 127th Street. Folio number 06-2230-024-0300 and totaling approximately 0.40 acres in accordance with Article 3, Division 4, Sections 3-402 through 3-407, and Article 4, Division 2, Sections 4-202, Section 4-203, parentheses capital A, and Section 4-205, and Article 4, Division 3, Section 4-305 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances, Chapter 29, entitled Land Development Regulations, providing for an effective date and all other purposes, tab P. So if you wish to speak on tab P and you have not yet submitted the public speaker's card, please do feel free to bring it up to the front.
While we are doing that, they already sworn in, Madam Clerk?
No.
Okay.
Technically, yes, but no. All right, if you plan to speak on this item, on the item at tab P, please stand and raise your right hand as we take the oath, including if you completed a public speaker's card.
They have to, right? Yeah.
Okay, so everybody who gave me this, okay, all right.
I guess.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you are about to give in today's proceedings is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, say aloud, I do.
I do.
Thank you so much. Please be seated.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Anyone else that just sworn in, if you didn't fill this out, please do so. And I'll go in terms of the order in which I've received the copy. But just before we go so that we don't forget, yes, go ahead, no problem, go ahead. In terms of X factor communications among council members, honestly, I think I had a conversation months ago. I don't know if that's the same people, so I don't know if I spoke to them. I really don't know, but it hasn't been nothing in the last 3 or 4 months. I would have remembered. I do remember I received a call maybe 7 months ago while I was in Denver. I don't know if that's the same owner, if that is. That's the only if that's the same project in terms of, we have so many projects that's coming up. Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. So anyone else, please?
Yes, I met with, I think, Mr. Edwin about this project.
And I do believe that I received a phone call and then email with the project. That was about it. And my point on the phone that I do not discuss item that's coming up to the board on the phone. So
Okay.
that's why I received the email. So
Okay.
Mayor?
Galvin?
Mayor, just
Yes, yes, ma'am.
a quick comment only because you mentioned that you were going to read them in order that you received them. I reordered them in the order that I received them because I was
Oh.
stacking them from most recent to
Oh, got it.
the first receipt.
Okay, no problem.
So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Councilman?
I don't think that I've had any conversations, but if I have, I apologize that I don't remember. This has been an ongoing issue for a long time, and I don't think I've heard from any of the residents, but if I neglect to do that right now, it's only literally because I can't remember. And, Mr.
Who's
Mayor, I
the-
think if protocol is appropriate, if we can dismiss or allow the Consul General to, head on
Absolutely,
out.
yes, sir.
He's done a
Absolutely.
yeoman's job of being here all night,
Yes,
so
yes.
thank you
Thank you
again.
so much, Honorable. Thank you so very much. That
Thank
suit looking good. We seen it. If I may, Mr. Edwin is the one. Did we have a conversation or?
Yes, so
Go ahead to the mic, sir. Mhm. Oh, he's a speaker. Okay, I got you. Are you the developer?
I am the owner.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
So was it you I spoke to 7 months ago?
It was, you were in Denver. You were
Yes.
flying around.
Okay, so that was you.
Yeah, the nature of
Okay.
the conversation was just me looking to create opportunities for
remember.
information, and you said, you know, basically go ahead, and of course it'll be here, and we'll
Yeah.
review as we do.
No, I remember the conversation. I just didn't remember if this was the project because it's 7 months
Yes,
ago.
it
Okay.
took that long.
That was you. Okay, thank
And
you.
Councilman Galvin, we just had communications via email. I think you reviewed it as well and just said, looking forward to seeing you.
Yes, I do actually remember that now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
And
yes.
thank you for being gracious and allowing me that, because too often people are like, no, I know you said you read it, and you're, okay, but I want to meet with you now. So thank you for that.
No
I
problem.
do remember that.
Awesome.
No
Thank you, sir. All right, and we will start, Vice Mayor, any partake?
There was an
communication?
attempt, but there was no communication.
Okay. Mr. Director, what we would do real quick, although we got food in the thing in between. Let's do that before, if there's a presentation, short presentation, and then we'll go into the public hearing, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through the city manager, Derek Cook, Director for Community Planning and Development. As stated by the Honorable Clerk, the item before you is a conditional use permit item. They are seeking allotment of 11 bonus units. The property is located at 55 Northeast 127th Street, with an approximate size of 17,175 square feet, which is 0.4 acres. The current use on the property is a single-family dwelling, and the property is zoned R2. The future land use designation is low-density residential, and is also located within the NRO, which was eliminated with the update of our comprehensive plan. This item went before the Planning Commission on November the 7th, 2023. The Planning Commission recommended approval of the item. As was stated by the Honorable Clerk, this is a 3-story building with 12 units in it. It would have 19 ground parking spaces. The public passive open space area in the front of the property. It would also include 100% Florida native. And it would be a green certified building and enhanced stormwater. The economic impact is anticipated to have 27 short-term direct and indirect jobs during the construction in a 2-year period. It would accumulate about $2.9 million in wages. The ad valorem is estimated at $77,700 annually. A portion of that will go to the North Miami CRA. The impact fees anticipated is approximately $64,000. The conditional use, the conditions associated with it when it went through the Development Review Committee is to construct and maintain a minimum 6-foot wide sidewalk along Northeast 127th Street, underground all of the utilities. They would need to obtain a certificate of use and business tax receipt. They would provide LEED certification or equivalent certification prior to the certificate of occupancy. And sustainable commitments were low impact development activities, which involves, it could be rainwater, preservation on the property, reuse of gray water, minimum excavation of the foundation, and sustainable land use, landscaping, which includes using Florida native planting as part of their landscaping so it can be sustainable. Just as a few things that are associated with low impact sustainability. The next steps for the item is it will go through the DRC review. Once it gets through the DRC review, which is Development Review Committee, the next step will come before City Council for site plan approval. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Derek. We have a couple of folks, but I wanted to ask the attorney a question, and I know. There you go. He's coming back right on time. Mr. Attorney, just a point of privilege, I want to ask you this. In terms of this quasi judicial hearing, is it based, they are asking, from my understanding, 11 extra bonus unit? Is it based on, what are the base or the rules of this particular hearing in terms of us as the jury?
So this is, they're asking for a conditional use permit. Right?
Okay.
So, I mean, if they're asking for, I'm sorry, I was dealing with something else.
No, that's
but
fine. No.
If they're asking for units, then
That's different.
It's their request, and it's we have criteria under which they can get it. But I believe the CP&D should have told you that they met those requirements.
No,
Right.
yeah, and that would be decided from us, but in terms of us, what is it that we as the body who's listening to them as the judge or whatever the case is, and the folks who will be speaking as the jury, what can we take into consideration in terms of deliberation, if you understand the question?
Because it's bonus units,
Yes,
we
but
technically
yes.
don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to give them all the bonus units. What CP&D does is analyze their requests. I guess there's things that they say that they'll provide and whether it meets the requirements. So they're telling you that it meets the requirements. They're asking for a certain number of bonus units. It's really up to you to consider what those what they're proffering, and whether or not they meet the requirements to decide, how many you actually want to give them.
Okay. Okay, and let's just go through the process and I'll.
It's not like the other thing.
Oh, okay,
last
that's
week
what
where
that's
you
what I
have
wanted to.
yeah, no.
Yeah, okay, I wanted to make
Yeah, you
sure
pretty much told us
because
we can't.
we basically we really need to. But I'll make my comments after. But in this order, we'll have which the order was given to me. Natasha Vivaros. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. As a school teacher, I have to do that. And there's 2 mics, so if we call, please use both. Denise Saldana, followed by Edgar
Doesn't he do a presentation first?
Yeah, he did the presentation. Were you eating? No, I think Derek took care of that for them. Robert Owens, Jerry Hernandez, Alda Duffy, Julie Benjamin, Rose Anderson, LaShawn Tariq, Carol Jackson, Susanna Miranda, Edwin Alvarez, Eileen Bicaba, and Sebastian Scamba. So you guys don't have to all sit, but you get it. We don't want you to stand up. We don't know. Yeah, you can sit in the front and good to go. So it's a lot. And then timekeeper, we good? Are you ready, SP?
He didn't do his presentation.
Oh, I thought he did. Did the owner did that presentation? Oh, I'm sorry. So we'll have. I thought Mr. Cook took care of that. So we'll have. So Mr. Cook, okay, introduce. Yeah, Mr. Edwin, go ahead, and then we'll do that in terms of rebuttal and all that from there. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Edwin Alvarez, 555 Northeast 127th Street. Thank you, Mr. Cook. I'm appreciative of your time, your effort, and for me, it's a pleasure to be standing before you. I do have a presentation. I know we have a jam-packed agenda, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if, yes, I think it's this one right here. Perfect. Oops. We gotta go back here. Right here. Here. And it's this one right here. Perfect. All right. All right. So I wanted to just quickly a little bit about myself, who we are. I am Edwin Alvarez, the owner, and I am a Nome resident since 2017. Mayor Desime knows me well because since I moved to North Miami, I have really been a lover of this area and working to do things that will enhance the community. On a personal and professional level, I am a construction project manager for a financial services institution where I manage the build-out of our corporate and retail spaces, and I've been doing that for 15 years. As I mentioned, I'm a lover of all things North Miami, and I just truly believe in this community. This project would be executed under the consultation of a company called Developing with Friends, or DWF, and they are experts in what is called nature integrated real estate. Nome Park is an introduction to nature integrated real estate to the area. It is slated to be a unique low-rise development that contributes to the vision of a dynamic downtown North Miami. The site itself is uniquely nestled at the foot of a tree-lined street as the neighborhood turns into the downtown North Miami corridor. The concept and name Nome Park derive out of the strategic location that is North Miami while keeping the integrity of the existing location. As such, the design is a marriage between a modern development that uses nature to deliver a subdued design which would blend nicely into the semi-residential neighborhood. Nome Park is a threshold between city growth and residential smart build. In the interest of time, I'll just focus on the key features here. Just a little bit about the design. All four facades are dynamic and provide articulations to animate and mitigate the mass of the building. Unique design with the presence of natural elements and high-quality finishes, visual integration of built environment and nature, decorative ground lighting and street lights activating the area and improving public safety. It will have a disguised parking structure with nature and integrated architectural scheme, and public space opportunities integrated with nature, water features, under shade seating. These are some renderings and some pictures of the proposed interior of design. As you can see, the interior courtyard blends with the everyday circulation path, green walls, providing natural lighting and providing passive cooling. Again, passive cooling using fruit trees, raised flower beds, rain garden, sunbathing deck, undershade seating, secure bicycle parking, and this, as I mentioned before, disguised parking. A little bit about sustainability. So all Energy Star rated equipment appliances, LED lighting, high efficiency fixtures, low sloped roof with minimum 78 SIR, low emitting materials, and we're going for Silver LEED certification. Mr. Cook spoke about the rainwater harvesting system, a bioswale with all Florida native vegetation, hydropavers, decorative stormwater retention with native aquatic plants and rain garden, 100% native vegetation, green walls, and green railings. Just a little bit about the community. As I mentioned, I'm from the community, I live in the community, I work in the community, and I play in the community. And so for me, it's very exciting what's happening in this community, and I'd like to see it enhanced even more. The proximity to our offerings is a feature of this project. It would be adding new life to a blighted corner, and I can tell you, having lived in this corner, I know the ins and outs of what the blighted corner looks like. It's in a mixed neighborhood steps from the heart of downtown North Miami. It's in walking distance to Publix, Mocha, City Hall, the new Art Center on 125th Street. There's a new bus island on 6th Avenue and West Dixie. New food and entertainment offerings on 125th Street. It's also less than a half-mile distance from very far in the future, but the proposed rapid transit station on 125th Street. So as part of the application process, obviously, we do provide what impacts will have to the community, including the shade studies. And so as you can see in this image, these are the impacts in terms of shade, which is a low-rise development, which has minimal impact on direct adjacent neighbors. And then lastly, with regards to the community, because I'm from the community and very friendly with my neighbors, I was able to capture their feedback through surveys in terms of not only making them aware, but also capturing their feedback as part of what you see in the deck, their comments. And so for me, that was really important because all too often I see things in the community where I don't necessarily get that support from other neighbors. So. And I thank you for your time, and I look forward to your support for this infill project.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. Public hearing will be open to those that have been sworn in. Ms. Viveros?
Hello. Hello, my name is Natalia. I live in North Miami, have been living here for...
Your address for the record, please.
Sorry? My address?
Your address for the record.
525 Northeast 128th Street. So I have been living here for over 5 years. I fell in love with the city, and the thing I love the most is the way it is. It's a low impact, low density, single family homes, very beautiful traffic. I mean, it's perfect the way it is. I heard you said that you did some kind of survey and neighbors were informed. I was not. I found out about this project over this weekend. I wasn't aware of it. I spoke to some of my neighbors. None of them were aware of it. So I'm not saying you're lying. I'm saying whatever method you use, it didn't reach us. I love this neighborhood. I love North Miami. We want to keep it this way.
You'll have to wait
Oh,
until
yeah,
the period is
I
over.
won't respond to that.
No, but we're probably going to need both mics, so once
okay.
it's
Yes.
set, then you
Got it.
can come back
So,
up. Thank you so kindly.
Thank you so much, Vice Mayor, and I think we are in the order. Ms. Denise, and then Edgar. Oh, you do, I'm sorry. It
Did
was the
you
interruption.
say everything?
So you have some time. You have-
Probably I'm forgetting a lot of things, and probably I'm going to remember after I sit down, so I apologize
But you won't be able
for
to
that.
come back up after you sit. So
I
you could
understand.
give it to somebody else who's coming in if they, with the same
Yeah,
team with you.
I
and then-
yield
yeah.
my time.
There you go. That's
to
fine. She
whoever
has her
comes
own
in.
time. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so that's done.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
My name
evening.
is Denise.
1 second, please, Denise.
Oh, good, the timer. Yeah, we just waiting. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, my name is Denise Saldana. My address is 556 Northeast 128th Street. That's mean I'm back of his house, we can say. But the same as Natalia, I know about the project is because here my neighbor just let me know because I not even receive any letter or I never hear anything from her neither. She's the one who told me yesterday about it. And I live in the area since 2006. That's mean when I bought my house, I bought it because I like the area the way it is. It's very quiet, and the way the house was built, this is what make me fall in love of the area. And the same as him, I'm a social worker. I work in the area of Miami, and all the area I choose, this is the one I choose to live. And I love it the way it is, and I feel like the way it is the perfect place for me to live with my kids, my grandkids, to raise them. And we as a neighbor, we've been living there. That's mean we are a family. We are a big family. Building a big apartment like that, that's mean we don't know who's gonna be coming. That's mean it can bring other stranger, and I think it will might change the complexion, the way we live. Hmm? Yes, also about the taxes, might be raised and all of that. Thank you.
Hello, thank you, everyone. My name is Edgar Yuri. I live at 510 Northeast, 128th Street. I've been living in the neighborhood since 1996. I served this country, went away, came back to the same neighborhood because I love it. Now, this is a family, this is a single-family neighborhood, okay, which is oriented by the atmosphere and the, I think that the effect that an apartment complex could significantly alter the dynamics and the concern that's going to put a strain in the existing infrastructure and resources. A single-family home neighborhood, we're typically designed to accommodate certain numbers of homes. Okay, now, a large apartment complex may lead to increased traffic congestion, parking issues, added pressures on the schools, parks, and amenities. Furthermore, there's an issue on property values. All of us, homeowners, everybody buys their property here, we choose single-family homes for their stability and the potential of the long-term appreciation that we have. Okay, the negative impact on the property values and some of the potential buyers may deter the presence of rental properties nearby. Also, furthermore, the issue of property values, as I said. And lastly, just the concern of overcrowding, loss of privacy to existing residents, basically the adjacent residents. And also, I can say it's just, I don't think it's the right place to start building, multiple, several floor-story buildings at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. And we have 2 mic speakers, so the next one could go to the next one so we could kill a little bit of time.
Hi, I'm Carol Jackson from 535 Northeast 128th Street, and I'm against.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I am against the apartment because we have adults with underlying condition that live in the neighborhood. There'll be dust, there'll be noise, and me, myself, I was misdiagnosed for 5 years going to University of Miami. I just found out that I had lung cancer. So it's going to be a lot of dust, a lot of dirt. So how would we survive the dust and the dirt? And far as the survey, no one came to us. I just found out this week, so I don't know what kind of survey he took. And I have 3 children that was born and raised in the house. I've been in the same house for 32 years. My son just graduated from Duke University with his pre-law degree, going to law school this year. And my 18-year-old just went to FAMU, taking pre-pharmacy courses, and my 32-year-old is in North Carolina. And they always come back home to the same house. We never moved. We stayed in the same house all our life. And we have children that are lawyer doctors that they grew up with that always come back. And like, this house has a lot of memories. Auntie Carol, they all call me Auntie. So we don't want to change it. We want our neighborhood to remain the same.
Thank you so much.
Good evening. Eileen B. Caba, 13350 Northeast 3rd Court. My concern is that this is a single-family environment, and from what I'm hearing, and you guys can correct me, their NRO, which is what's permitting this, if I understand correctly, is that what's because this is a single family, so how are you getting an apartment in a single family environment? So from my understanding, it's the NR that's allowing it, but that's not allowed under the new comprehensive plan from my understanding. So I think we need to stop encroaching on the single family environment. And on top of that, you're asking for bonus units. So I think this should not be allowed to protect the single family people who have purchased their homes and have lived there for a lot of years. I like what he said about the resiliency. I really do. I just wish it was somewhere else. Thank you.
Anyone else? There's another mic. Yes, yes. You know.
I guess to save the best for last.
No, you're not the last, but there's a couple, but go ahead.
Oh,
Ma'am,
okay.
it's you. It's
I
you
guess I'm
after
not
that,
special.
Sebastian. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yes. So time
Yes.
to start it? Okay.
Yes.
My name is Robert Owens. I reside at 485 Northeast 128th Street. I've been there since 1995, I believe. So I've been there for a while. My concern is just pretty simple. I'm looking from more of a factual or financial aspect. Understanding that that is a beautiful property that you do have there, that you outlaid. What will be the direct and the indirect impact on the just values on the residential homes? And understanding that the certain income median of the residentials, the residents that stay there, how would that be justified? Just if we could provide more information about that, it'll be appreciative. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Mr. Owen.
Hi, my name's Rose Anderson. I'm at 536.
Wait. Did you sign a card, Miss Rose?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yes,
And
I
I read
did.
your name?
Yes,
Oh,
I
okay,
did.
good. Go
Rose
ahead. I
Anderson.
didn't remember. Thank you.
536 Northeast 128th Street. I'm your neighbor in your backyard, and nice to meet you. I received the letter from you last week, I think on Tuesday, and I oppose building the facility that you're proposing in that area. To hear you talk about it, I almost want to move in, sign up now. But there's, with using, using the lead and the lights and the water and the natural Florida, we already have that now. And there's no way, even if you do all of those environmentally appropriate things, there's no way that that is going to be less of an impact than a single family home, which is what we have now. And the backyard that's there now is natural Florida too. We have trees, we have shade, and I just think it will impact the value of the property there. And those of us who bought into that area, we bought because it's a single family home, it's a quiet cul-de-sac, and we would like to keep it that way. Thank you.
Thank you, Rose. Thank you. Sebastian?
Mayor, Council, good evening. Sebastian Semla, 822 Northeast 125th Street. First, thank you for your service, like always.
I'm here to speak in support of Edwin. I think that Edwin approached me several years ago, and I've kind of tried to help him as much as I can throughout the process. I admire the fact that he's been doing everything on his own as a local resident. I think he's brought to this city a really beautiful project. I think that these kind of projects enhance the community. The property values will see nothing but go up from this. Anytime you have this kind of investment, you beautify everything. And honestly, I think that, like I said, it's a fantastic project, and I hope that you guys vote in favor for it. Obviously, it's been brought to you by Planning and Zoning because it meets all the requirements, and I think that the residents, I understand that sometimes change can be, you can be afraid of some change, but I think that with a gentleman like Edwin, who's a local person, someone that you can reach out to, and I did get his survey, and I filled out his survey, and I gave my feedback. I think that the city's in good hands with this kind of developer, so thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Is that all the speakers? Anyone else who had sworn in? Okay. Public hearing is closed on the item, and we are for deliberation. Before we go to, I believe that's Vice Mayor's district, I do want to say this. Mr. Alvarez, Edwin.
Yes.
It's Alvarez, right, Mr. Alvarez?
Yes.
I do think there's two ways, and that's what I asked the attorney about that. And everyone who's on this, at least in this community, knows one thing about me. The residents first, and I think if I recall the conversation that we had, I said to you, I said, I don't know anything about the project. It sounds pretty good. I'm in support as long as the community is okay with it. That's just my own. Obviously, I would say there is some work that needs to be done in terms of outreach, because I'm always for us getting together. I think Sebastian mentioned it. It is change. We know we're changing. We're in the city, but at the same time, they are in a single-family neighborhood environment. I think a lot of these negotiation or meeting with these folks could have been done a little bit better because, like I said, I think we had one call 8 months ago. I didn't even remember anything about it. I just saw this. I'm like, okay, so there is that in terms of that, because these are people who's adjacent to this property that are having these concerns. I do have 9 folks in support of it, but oftentimes the folks are not here. We do take that into consideration, but I do think the outreach effort could have been, even with us, because I didn't even know about the project. This is the first time I've seen it, sir.
Mr. Mayor, I had correspondence with your office last week.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
so
listen,
the gentleman.
Sorry, I understand that, but I'm gonna say this: everybody here has my cell phone.
Oh,
and because when you talked to me a couple months ago, you called me.
Oh no, I called you.
So you have my number. I didn't even know it was you because I don't know anything about. But I'm just saying what I said in terms of the residents.
Yes, if I may just
Yes.
speak to that. I just want to clarify for the record, because first of all, and I'll address my neighbors because that's very important to me. But Mr. Mayor, I did have correspondence. I called you, and then I also had correspondence with a gentleman in your office who said the mayor's received your package. There's no need to review it in advance. He'll see you when we're here. So I just want to state that for the record.
Review.
I did.
Review. No, I'm not saying you didn't review.
I sent the package, and then he said, there's no need to meet with the mayor. We can have the conversation.
The person.
I have
Okay,
it.
you don't have to go into names,
Yeah,
but
but what the point of that is, I want you to understand how important it is for me that I make sure that council is aware. So
yeah,
that's
but
all.
if somebody tell you that, you tell them, no, I need to see him. That's my mayor, and
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
I've never. The manager had brought it to me during briefing and all this and all that. Again, listen to me. I'm okay. I'm okay. They are directly impacted. So
Yeah.
when I say outreach, I meant to them.
Yes.
I'm just saying in terms of us. If they standing here, they didn't know much about the project, all of these things.
Yes,
But
so-
I will let. I don't want it to be a debate. I'll let the vice mayor and the other colleagues of mine to go ahead and say a few words. But vice mayor, you have the floor. Thank you, sir. And you will have time to rebuttal.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, should I give him this time to
Yeah, I just
answer?
wanted to,
Right,
I wanted.
let him get answered.
Yeah, I just
first.
want to address my neighbors because, again, I can't tell you how important it is for me to ensure that the folks around me are aware. And so what I did was that every neighbor that was adjacent to me, I knocked on their door and I got their information. I went to 128th Street twice and knocked on doors.
Okay, wait.
Thing,
one
yeah,
sec-
we can't do
Right,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, no. Mr. Alvarez, you talk to us
Yeah.
in terms of directing him,
Yeah.
because you could rebuttal, you rebuttal to us because we are making the decision, and we already got things in to take. So go
Yes.
ahead, just make your
I
statement.
just wanted to address that point
Okay, that's
because I do have support from my adjacent neighbor. Adjacent for me is a vacant lot, and adjacent to that is an abandoned church. Across from me is an existing 30-unit apartment building that exists today, and on the other corner is red, white, and blue. It's a unique street in that it finishes where the residential, where the rentals.
You cannot
Shh,
do.
we can't do that. No. Go ahead, sir.
The residential street turns into a commercial zone. And so what happens on that corner is there's a blighted corner because the area is basically abandoned and all you have is red, white, and blue and the building, and I live across the street from the building. And as Councilman Estime will tell you, I can't tell you how many times I was the one that was calling to pick up garbage. We changed the zoning on that street to be able to have residential-only people parking.
I remember.
I tried to fight for speeding on the street. I also tried to educate my neighbors about their rights for those that are not English-speaking. And so I went and captured that. So I just want everyone to understand that I take it to heart. This isn't something that is minor for me. With regards to the gentleman's question with regards to property values, on 126th Street.
We got that, yeah. We good with that. No, Mr.
Oh.
No,
He
Mr.
has a
Owens.
right to
We
rebuttal,
good,
though.
yes.
He
But
has
I-
a right to
You talking
rebuttal.
about Mr. Owens have a right to rebuttal?
No.
That's what I'm saying, but he was gonna get up to, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
You can
you were talking
rebuttal,
to him. Okay.
but you saying to, just talk to us.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
was talking to you. I'm just saying that 126th Street, there's a developer by the name of Federico Zapata who built a beautiful building that is about 5 units in a cul-de-sac. He did an amazing job. And I can't tell you how beautiful the cul-de-sac looks because it was done well. I'm looking to do it well. And so, yes, I have existing native plants and I have beautiful, beautiful trees that I'm looking to preserve that will also provide buffers to the additional properties. I'm not looking to get rid of my plants. I am a frustrated architect, landscape architect. And so for me, I am all about green and ensuring that the property is enhanced. And, you know, Councilwoman Timothy has been to my house. She knows the love that I take for the property and the reason that, that I love North Miami. So I just want my neighbors to understand that. And the last thing I will add, Mr. Mayor, is that this isn't a one-way street that I'm looking to create here, right? I really want the people to understand that I'm happy to sit with them and listen to their concerns. I understand the fear, the hesitation, the push. I get it, 1,000%. Adjacent from me, next to me, is a vacant lot that has been purchased by a developer. I don't know what's going on there, but I also know that I want to sit with him. And he has not given me the courtesy of a response. But I am here and opening it up for them, and I'm willing and happy to talk to them. With progress comes some heartaches. I know that very well. But from here, if there's a conversation that needs to have with my neighbors, I'm happy to do that and address it.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Vice Mayor. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, Mr. Cook, I have some questions for you, please. Thank you. Okay, so the applicant is requesting 11 bonus unit. Outright, what is he entitled to?
Per the code, that would mean he He's looking for 12-1.
I'm sorry?
1.
1. Okay. Could you explain about the NRO and the NRO and also what our comprehensive plan is, what it's allowing now?
Overlay district.
So as one of the citizens spoke of, and as we spoke during the approval process for the comprehensive plan, one of our tasks was to remove the NRO, because our very concern is because the NRO allows for 90 feet maximum height, even a little more than that if it's coupled with the PCD, and we could have 90 units per acre. Principally, the NRO is, before we had the update of the comprehensive plan, was over a single family, the R2 district. And it could precipitate an intrusion of mixed-use development within single-family neighborhoods, and we felt that that would not be a stabilizing force if we continue that.
So
Thus
just-
is why we removed it.
So, right, so just to make sure we understand, is it removed now, or it will be removed?
We have done second reading. It has been transmitted to the state for their final review.
So this is something that the community, the consultants, the community wanted to make sure that the NRO was removed. Can you state the reason again, the impact of the NRO?
It was our assessment, because of what the NRO allows, it's principally because it was over the R2 zoning district, which is single family, that it could be a disruptive mechanism to a single family, because we'll allow for mixed use and allow for up to 90 feet, 90 units per acre. It could change the dynamic of a single family or residential home area.
So is there a recommendation from staff to approve this?
The recommendation is from the Planning Commission to approve it. They met all the criteria associated with the conditional use permitting process that allow for them to seek the bonus units. And it is important to understand that when the applicant went through this process, at that time, the NRO was in full effect, and it was the vision of the city at that time to have the NRO.
When did they
affected.
go, when did the applicant apply for this?
In July.
July of this year. Okay. Okay, Mr. Alvarez, I'll continue my questioning with Mr. Alvarez.
Madam Vice Mayor, if,
Sure.
while Derek is up there, how many projects did we have with the NRO in place? Like, have we had other projects come before us that was using the NRO zoning?
So we have not had many projects come before us in the NRO. And that's one of the reasons why we went through the process last year to combine the two pools and make them one, because we really wasn't getting utilization of the NRO, which was in the central area, to allow for more units to be utilized throughout the city.
But I think the two that we did, well, I think the council before me approved was the one on 130th, and I want to believe, is it Sebastian's project? The 840 Northeast 130th, the one that's taking place now, and then I think it was Sebastian and John De La Gloria, yeah. I'm just trying to think of like a project that we approved that included, that was within the NRO. So I think Gardens at Residency was also, I think, part of the NRO, right?
So
Yeah.
Sebastian probably had an overlay with the NRO, but the principal one he used was the North Miami Transit Station Overlay District.
Yeah,
is
no,
what he
I
used.
just remember because when we were discussing throughout the comprehensive plan process of removing the NRO, it was because there was so much development spiking happening in residential areas. So you made a comment, but it wasn't really clear. So when is the removal of the NRO effective? Like, I know we submitted it and it's going to the state. So does that mean that more projects can come before us between now?
No.
Okay.
They're done.
So we're done with the
Yeah,
NRO.
if you were not already in the process with it, once you had that second reading, that we really need to look at what our next step is. Are we going to have zoning in progress, because we're getting ready to update the LDRs.
The LDRs, okay. Because I think that's where there's kind of confusion, because we started the NRO conversation last year, and we said, hey, the NRO is being removed. So I believe residents were under the impression that the NRO was removed. But when did we start having those conversations?
It's been a while, but I just want to make sure everyone understands. this project is going, has to be evaluated under the NRO
Correct.
that existed. The fact that it's gone away doesn't change the fact that he has vested rights under the NRO. So we have to still evaluate it under there,
Gotcha.
even
I
if it's going
understand.
away.
No, I understand. I just, because I think it created some confusion to the public and maybe even to the residents because, you know, we've been talking about it for over a year that we're removing the NRO so you won't see, you know, developments happening in front of your home. But there's a time frame of when that date became effective. And I think that's where the confusion is happening. So that was just my one thing that it's not, well, as of now, we know no more NRO projects can come. But
Right.
there was a time frame where they could have.
But
To be clear, if I may
Mhm.
interject, forgive me, Madam Vice Mayor, to what the city attorney has stated, we had a period, as you spoke to Councilwoman, that they have their vested rights. Mr. Alvarez activated his project in that time frame that our assessment, it was based under the NRO because it was, as I stated earlier, it was the vision of the city to have the NRO
At
when
that
he,
time.
at that time.
Yeah, no, I remember because I think Mr. Alvarez even emailed me about a year ago asking for clarification before he moved forward with that project. And that was something I think I referred to you and, you know, Debbie Love. And I was like, hey, this falls under your purview because I think one person told him no and then someone said yes. So there was some confusion. I was like, okay, well, what is it? Can he or can he not? Because I think at that point it was just a question, could he? So I do understand that he had the rights at that time because the NRO was still in effect. Thank you.
So
Mr.
I still just want to make sure again I ask. So all 11 units are all bonus units. So so if we didn't approve any bonus unit, what could he build?
Well, the
That's just-
ground is R1, is R2. R2 allows for single-family residential use, so
Okay,
a
so
single-family home.
Okay. I'll ask my questions last. That's fine. Go
Then
ahead.
a good point,
Yeah.
Vice Mayor. So they asking us to, so this not by of right, like you know, they already have an existing of maybe 5 unit, they asking us for extra. This, they asking us to furnish everything to them, from single family and.
So, if I may, Mr. Mayor, through the city manager, as we have been discussing, you have an overlay district that was existing, which was the
I got you.
NRO.
Mhm.
The NRO is the catalyst that they utilize to get
Got
the
it.
bonus units through the conditional use permit process, which is before you for your review for action.
That is so complicated what you just said, but I think we got it. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Councilman.
I heard, Mr. Cook, I heard you say that the Planning Commission recommends this item. What does staff recommend?
Staff did not issue an official recommendation on the item.
Why not?
I've given you our assessment on it, is our action that we took as it relates to the comprehensive plan update.
Okay.
But, if I may,
Councilman?
Mayor?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, quickly, Mr. Cook, you said it clearly that this development will be under R2 zoning, which means, and you also stated that it could be disruptive to single-family home. Can you just elaborate on that just a little bit for I understand?
So we looked at the NRO as a comprehensive review, which is the comprehensive plan. It's comprehensive, it's the vision, it's the foundation of the city. And the question that we as staff had, and I'm a consultant, that we always had a concern about the NRO being over the R2 zoning area because of what it could do. This doesn't take away from Mr. Alvarez and his, because you can look at his context of where he's located. You're not really situated in the heart of a single family. He's on the outskirts to a point, certain extent, so it may not have the same, but the overall impact of the NRO, when you talk about in single family, and you can do 90 feet and have 90 units per acre.
That's what you get.
Yeah, so plainly speaking, if they were to build this apartment just right there, that will impact everybody who just in the surrounding, right?
It's going to have its impact.
Yeah.
And Mr. Alvarez gave a good example. We do have a development. It's a little different though because their zoning is not R2 there.
Yeah.
It's just a single family development in that area, but the actual zoning allows for greater. But it still can have a similar impact. You have that multifamily 5-unit development, and adjacent to it, across the street, to the left, to the right, is single family use, single family homes.
So, last question, to that area, that would be a first. That would be the first time we have a project of that nature just inside all those single family homes.
I have to
It's on the
look
outskirts.
to specifically see if we had any specific. I'm sure we may have had one or
that block,
two,
yeah.
but really we have not had a proliferation of developments in the NRO. As I spoke to earlier, the very reason why we look to combine the two inside the NRO and outside the NRO because of the lack of development taking place in the NRO, and so we could have units available for use outside of NRO throughout the city. Second step is the assessment that we as staff made about the NRO impact, that we felt that because it was principally over the R2 zoning district, and as I've stated before, because of what it can do, it requires mixed-use development. You can get 90 units per acre, and you can have a height of 90 feet, that it could be disruptive to the single-family homes.
And,
Thank you.
And I've been hearing about 126th Street. If I'm not mistaken, that whole area was zoned R6, correct? For the Zapatas, you know what I'm talking about?
In that round circle area, but if
Yes,
you
in
move
that
further
round
north, it's not R6, but
Right,
in that area,
in that
yeah.
area,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
R6, it's not an R2.
Yes.
So I just wanted to make
the
sure.
neighborhood didn't
people
realize that they
understand.
were.
Exactly, because
Yes.
I came in on that tail end. I have questions for
Can I-
the applicant.
Can I?
Oh, sure.
No, Madam Vice Mayor, just, it's almost gonna be 10 o'clock, and it's obvious. I'm just gonna make a friendly little thing here. It seems like you are a neighbor, you are here, and you say you wanna work with them. I am very open. I think we all kind of get it, but they have real concern. I think it's best if you would wanna, table it, and then you work with them and work something out. Obviously, we see something, but they don't want that big thing, and by going on tonight, I don't think it's, I'm not voting for it, but I'm just saying. But we could work together. You are a neighbor. You are here. And I told you this when we spoke. But I always say for any developers, even if I said I am with your project, up until you don't do your job with the community, that's when I'm off. So I would highly say they want to work with obviously something. This is our neighbor. Let's find out what we could work out with. Obviously, he want the 6, whatever, something. I work with them and then maybe come back, because you said you want to do it, and we really appreciate that. Instead of us coming here and voted that, I think working with them, finding out any change is going to require something. But I think it will be best on us. We all are neighbors here. We want the best for North Miami. We want the best for, something that will put up the value of the homes when you think about it. But there's impact. Families and stuff. Maybe 11. I don't see us doing that over there. I'm just speaking for me, but I think you could work with the community and say, you neighbors, you live here. So what is it that we could get together? Because I do understand that is a property that's adjacent. Right before we get to what about that church across the street from that? That's a vacant church. So we don't know what could happen. So again, we're willing to work with you, but we can't give you 11 units or whatever. Work with them, talk to them, and work something out. And I think that's my only suggestion, Vice Mayor. I don't know if you have anything to add to it.
Right, so
Thank you.
I was going to ask a little bit more questions, but I would also suggest, I actually will move to table this item, to go and speak with your neighbors, and let me just state no, I won't say anything for the record yet. Question for you. You said it's 3 levels, correct? Would it be 3 levels?
It's parking and then 2 levels, yeah.
Okay, how many, so the first floor is parking, and the second 2 floors, how many apartments on each?
It's 6 and 6. It's 12 units total.
It's 12 units total, and, okay, and parking at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah, it's,
So,
yeah.
I move to table this item to actually our January meeting. You know, I move to table, to our first January.
Sure, just for clarity, I'm not really sure what tabling means.
Meaning that I would like to defer this item
To-
until our,
You know.
when we meet in January.
And that will give you time to meet with them and, you know, we would have a second bite at this and where it's just, we be much more smoother. We all will be on the same page. We all live here.
So I share the same sentiment of the mayor. You know, if I have to be honest, I looked at your survey, and yeah, there are some people that live in the neighborhood, but there are other people that didn't live in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So the ones that didn't live in the neighborhood
They're
means
here.
nothing to me personally. So
Yeah.
I more care about the people that are saying they live behind you, to the side of you, you know, for me to make a good judgment, because they're the one that's getting the immediate impact of whatever it could be. So with that,
If I may, Mayor?
Oh, I'm not
Vice Mayor?
yes.
Vice Mayor. And again, I understand we're going to table. I just want to state for the record, every neighbor that is to the left. to the-
Sir,
well,
sir, you really.
No, including.
Sir, Mr. Alvarez,
Okay.
we trying to help you here. Because we could take a vote and that's the end of that. So we telling you, because you're a neighbor, you from North Miami. We've been very courteous because you said you want to work with them. We said to you, which we don't do, because normally we will vote. And it wouldn't go the way you would like. But you one of us. So we said, this is not something, you know, it's 12 units, but hey, talk to them, figure out something. We know you're a developer, you want to make money. That's okay. We all neighbors here. Come up with whatever that and come to us where all of this is already, but they know, we know there's nothing back and forth. Help us out. That's all.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. We good.
Second it.
Thank you. I was going to do that. Madam Clerk?
So I have a motion on the floor by Vice Mayor Estimate Irving to table the item to January 23rd, 2024. I have a second motion by Councilman Charles. All in favor?
Aye. Would it be a
All-
roll, it would be a roll call, Mr. Attorney? No, for table, okay.
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
table it.
thank you so very much, guys. Thank you so much. Now, public
All
hearing is
opposed.
open.
Item passes 5-0.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Public citizen forum.
It's a request petition.
Thank you so much with citizen. No, come on up. You have 2 minutes again, but hopefully you won't reuse it to talk about the thing. So we good. Mike, anybody want to come? Come on and talk. How good we are up here. Happy Thanksgiving again. and
Seeing
we
no
good.
community forum, Mr.
It's
Mayor, I'd
closed.
say we just move on. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Council report. Let's go back. Councilman Charles.
I have no report.
Thank you. Councilwoman Timothy.
I actually do. I have an item that I would like to bring back for reconsideration. I've met with Mr. Carlos Rios, who is a District 2 resident, who's also a North Miami business owner, who brought the Fiat item before us before, and it was voted down 5-0 by us up here. He has made changes to the project, and it was also clarified that he will be closing he'll be leaving one location to relocate here. So it's not like it's going to be two dealership within the 3,000 feet. So we've had several discussions. We met with staff, and I decided to reconsider and bring the item back. I was advised by the city attorney that I had to bring it back at a council meeting. So do I have to make a motion?
Yes, we need a motion and a vote to reconsider.
Okay.
You're back where?
We're not going to
No,
hear
no,
it
no,
now.
no,
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 just
no,
to bring it
just to
back.
bring it back.
Whenever.
So,
Because- go ahead.
question for it, did we all vote it down?
Yes,
Yeah.
because
So
we
if we
know
all
because
voted
the
it
co-
down, isn't it
Because
understanding?
if someone votes on the prevailing side,
You
they
can bring
can
it
always reconsider. You
Okay,
can bring it
just wanted
back.
to
If she
clear
had
that.
voted against it, she wouldn't be able to bring it.
No problem.
I mean, she had
had
voted for it,
for it.
but she
Oh.
was part of the five that voted
Okay.
against it. so
Just
she
wanted to
bring it back.
Well,
clarify.
the other thing is the same thing that we had here. The residents, and that's what we had told them before, that little space, it's small, and I think they own the one across the street from it. The residents behind it, the building, so if they've done all that, they're not here. I don't have any issues. When the residents started coming about, their quality of life, then, they do what they do, so I'm okay with it.
Okay, yeah, so he's made substantial changes to the design that he'll bring back. It's not gonna be 2 buildings,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot, and then like a little enclosure. It was, well, it was supposed to be like a building and a parking garage,
Oh,
and it wasn't working, so he made some changes to the design. So with that, I motion that we reconsider that item to bring it back in the, what, January or December meeting? Or the next council meeting as soon, I guess whenever it can be made available, brought back.
I say the January.
Yeah,
The January,
let's do
okay,
it.
the January meeting.
Okay.
So I'll,
Second then?
Mhm.
Okay.
I have a motion by Councilman Timothy to bring back the item as stated on the record, and seconded by Mayor Desilme. All in favor?
No, not me.
no, by Councilman Charles.
Sorry.
I don't
Councilman
mind
Charles,
doing it, but it wasn't me.
seconded by Councilman Charles. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0.
Thank you.
The only,
Galvin?
well, I guess when it comes, we'll have a little discussion, but I just want to comment on that. I just want to make sure that we are, you know, my position is that we respect the view of this council, that we're not opening up
Oh, yeah, that was,
others, and then I
yeah.
just want, when I'm brief, I want clarity and.
No, I'm sure you, yeah, because we've
On
had,
that,
3
so.
meetings. The last one was with the city attorney, city manager, and Mr. Cook, and that was specified that we are not going to open up the city. He actually has to do a survey, because technically within right, he's allowed to if he's 3,000 feet away, and I think he's at like 2,900 and some change. So he's getting ready to go do that exact number. But when we voted it down, it was like, no one knew the project, no one met, like, you know, I didn't even know about the project, and it was in my district. And when he brought the project back to us and made the changes, I was like, okay, you know, and even staff was just kind of like, okay, this makes sense, this could work here. You know, we weren't aware that, we thought that he was trying to do 2 at the same time, and we're like,
Right.
no.
So-
This is close 1, because the rent is going up to like 50,000 and so forth, so he actually wants to build his own.
So my question is, if he moves out of that one and comes over there, then that other location will no longer be,
So he
Of-
is getting in writing from that owner that he
that they
will
can no
not-
longer
Mhm.
have a car dealership
Yeah,
there?
and
Okay.
he's getting,
Right?
yeah. So he's making that arrangement with,
Yes.
with the property owner.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So did you record the vote? Oh, not yet.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
It's been recorded, 5-0.
Thank you so much, 5-0. Thank you. Council report, Councilman
Motion
Charles is good. Council Timothy Galvin.
All right, just a couple of things since we have a return group of people coming back into the room. When you leave tonight, you will see in the lobby right inside the front doors an angel tree, a Christmas angel tree. It's my 17th annual angel tree. My last one, 17th and my final one. But as you leave, there's a little angel tag on the tree. And this goes for everybody who's watching at home as well. We're asking you to take an angel. It has the gender and age of a child on there, and bring back before December the 13th, bring back an unwrapped new toy for a child, or something you feel it's appropriate. It doesn't have to be a toy. There's some teens on there too. Teens don't want toys. But bring back a gift. December 13th is our deadline. It's going to be distributed to local children who either have HIV or whose families are affected by HIV. St. Stephen's Church is helping us distribute, so please bring back an angel gift. And since there's so many of you in here right now, grab 1 or 2 on your way out. And then my other thing that I'd like to announce is that Sunday, December the 3rd, this coming Sunday at 6 p.m. at the Galvin Community Center, the African Art Show will start once again. It's got, you got to see it, they're setting it up already. It looks fantastic. There's artists from all across Africa and others. You're in that big of a hurry, you're running to get Angel Tree. Eileen Bakaba's gonna, she said she's gonna take 2.
Yes, I need
3. But the African Art Show is something you also don't want to miss. It'll be at the Galvin Community Center the whole week from December 3rd through to December the 10th. But if you're able to be there at 6 p.m. on December the 3rd, we're having an all-white apparel
Nice.
opening VIP ceremony. So come on by. You'll really like it. The exhibit will be on display the whole week. So please come and support. It is
Yes.
underwritten in part by the CRA.
Awesome. Let me ask this, Councilman Galvin, and thank you so much for such a great initiative. Mr. Owens, are you my friend, North Miami Senior High? Absolutely. Okay. See, Pioneers. I thought that was it. How you doing, sir? Thank you. But on that note, what Councilman Galvin said, and I'm going to say this, Madam Manager, we have a little problem with our workforce. I know we come here, we try to do the best that we can, and especially when it comes to us doing what we do. And I just heard Councilman Francis Charles talked about the police and all this. That's fine and dandy, but at the end of the day, when we have events that, you know, when the staff does not show up, everybody just take that thing. When 5 o'clock comes, he likes to say goodbye. I like to say 4:50. They out the door. We had an event on, what was it, Labor Day?
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day. And we had employees that we were honored that was not present. And that was noticed. And Mr. Attorney, you're one of the people. I don't know if you got the thing. We could call you out because you didn't know. What do you mean?
No, I'm not required to come to.
Nobody
the
said you
veterans event.
required, sir. Excuse me. Nobody.
You pull it.
Excuse me,
Sorry,
sir. Well, you are the top because you report to me directly. So first and foremost, nobody said that you are required to do anything, and nobody said, "Well, excuse me, sir. Are you telling me I'm not entitled to make my opinion?"
No, sir. I'm saying, why are you calling me out?
Because
that I didn't
you
come
are,
to an event.
Because
I was not in the city.
First of all, sir, you and the manager, and we don't have a clerk that's appointed. She's elected. So you two are the main people that we could do these things with. I'm not mentioning the other employees, but I'm talking in general. I'm saying, and I'm saying it again. We work hard. We had to come, not necessarily, this is something the community expected. I understand that, but if you are being honored somewhere, and I don't need to be there, but I choose to be there because I thought it was important. We had this issue a couple of years when Mr. Spring was there, and it was improved. I'm just saying, nobody's saying people need to come when it comes to 9 to 5. We know what's expected between 9 to 5, and we're not getting into what's done, what's not done on that time. So I'm talking about other than that in other cities. When you go to other cities, it's a little different, including managers or city attorney. Miami Gardens is a great example, and I could go on with other names. So I'm just putting it out there like that. With that being said, we want to say thank you to Parks and Rec. Amazing job with Thanksgiving Day Parade. It was phenomenal. And thank you to those who came. You didn't have to be there, but we are part of the city. It's a family. We are here for Miss, I won't say any name, but we have a couple more coming in terms of that. And I had one last item. I can't get it through right now. Madam Vice Mayor, you have the floor.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Vice Mayor Mary Esme Irvin. Just want to say a special thank you to all of our volunteers that helped out with our turkey distribution. I'd like to thank Mama Gugus for matching our donation, Madam Gugus for matching our donation and allowing us to give to more families. I'd like to thank the wonderful ladies of the Sew and Sew Crafters and Quilters for helping us with the goodie bag for the distribution for District 3. I'd like to personally thank Wollen Nonom, Lubin Jacques, Ferdinand Lucas, Martha Lewis, Rose Etienne, Blanc, Wilberson Johnson, David Burney, thank you so much, Dolly Joseph, Sir Wars, the Association of Haitian Educators for sending over volunteers to help, Geldi, R. Gertie, Genocier, and everybody else that helped to make our distribution successful. I know there are people that didn't get turkeys, but we tried our best to deliver it because I'm still getting some calls. I didn't get it this year, but we tried our best. So I just want to thank you all. And the parade was wonderful, staff. I want to really highlight Parks and Recs and, of course, our police officers, because we have the best officers in Miami-Dade County. for making it such a safe and fun parade. And that concludes my report.
Thank you so much, Madam Vice Mayor. But before we go to the clerk and the administration, real quick, on Saturday, is that somebody's radio? Next Saturday, sorry note, we do have two announcements, the passing of former Councilman Jacques Despina's mom. The funeral is Saturday. No, the mom, the mom. I did say the mom, right? I did.
Say the mom,
Oh,
but
okay, you heard
you
that
said
before.
that last. So you're
Okay,
like,
well,
that's passing of Councilman
Councilman
Jacques
Just my
Despina's
mom. Okay. Well, the mother of Councilman Jacques Despina's, the funeral, the service is Saturday. Also, a former colleague of us from North Miami Beach, Franz Pierre, funeral is also on Saturday. And Saturday evening, we have, which he did not talk about, the Veronique Destin Foundation, which is having its annual event at Casa Champette. Tickets are how much, sir? Do we know? You could.
Only $100 for food and music and everything.
Awesome.
And entertainment is by class.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. With the entertainment. All right. We'll be there in support. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And that's it, Madam Clerk.
No report.
Good. Mr. Attorney.
Yes, we have another executive session that I need to request. This is case number 20. I'm sorry. The name of the case is Webster R. Blemure. I'm sorry. It's Jesus Barrios versus Webster B. Blemure and the City of North Miami. The case number is 2023-019428-CA01. Now that I understand how to get you all to executive session, dinner will be provided.
Pizza Hut was a winner with me, whoever ordered.
Wasn't there?
That was a resident who brought us Pizza Hut today.
okay.
Thank you,
Yeah.
resident of District 4.
Oh, District
Thank
4.
you, resident.
Oh, D4.
I
That's
like
right.
some Pizza Hut.
Okay, so we'll work with the attorney's office in trying to schedule that. It's going to be hard because we have the CRA, the next one. Okay, Madam Manager.
No report.
Thank God. Miss Anisha,
No report.
you sure? You
Positive.
don't have
Move to adjourn.
Second.
manifesto to-
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to adjourn, seconded by Councilman Charles. All in favor?
No.
All opposed?
We were-
Motion
no,
carries
no,
5-0.
no.